Hello and welcome back to another episode of World Tour on Football Manager 2021. I hope you're well. It's been a bit of a while since the last episode. We've played 6 league games since that episode and we've picked up 6 points in those 6 league games. So averaging a point a game. You can see here it was Shelbourne and UCD we played in the last episode. So all the games from Waterford onwards are the matches that we played. So victories against Derry City and Bohemian in the league. And then we've advanced in the EA Sports Cup as well. A couple of wins against Galway United 1-0 and Dundalk 1-0, which means we make it to a semi-final, which is quite a way into the future, against Shamrock Rovers. They're the side we've been drawn against. But obviously, before then, we have lots of league games to play, and we'll also have the Europa Conference League to bring you to. Also, since the last episode, we have signed a couple more players. Concerned with myself, really, about how many players that I'm starting to sign. But we'll keep going with it because I think they are improvements to the side. So Massimiliano Torremino was released from Regina. He'd been there for 6 years and not made an appearance. He's a 20-year-old Italian national. He can play pretty much anywhere in the midfield. We will be playing him in his more favoured role of centre midfield as a ball-winning midfielder for the moment. However, I am slightly tempted to try him out in the Matsala role, which he seems to be more comfortable with. I think he's a very good player. He's 3-star current ability according to our coaches. His dribbling and first touch and passing, tackling technique, all pretty good for this level. He's quite quick as well, which is nice for a centre midfielder, meaning he can get up and down the pitch quite well if we were to choose to play him in a box-to-box midfielder role, for example. But he looks like a decent signing. He's played a couple of times for us already. Still gelling into the team, so he's only got a 6.5 average rating at the moment, but hoping for better in the games to come. And then the other signing we've made, he doesn't actually officially join us until the 26th of June. However, he is on trial with us up until then, is another Italian national, Federico Esposito. He was released by Bra. You could say they made a bit of a boob of it with him. He only played 7 times for them. He was signed for £375 from Monopoly. He played in the third tier of Italy. Played 4 times in his first season. Got an average rating of 6.35. Played 3 times in his second season. No average rating there because I don't think I had the Italian leagues active. But he looks like a decent player. Centre defender and defensive midfielder, which is useful. Just another good signing, another good backup, I would say, for the central defence position. Got 10 marking, 12 tackling. Very nice attributes for a defender technically. And then his current ability is 3 stars, apparently according to our coaches, with a potential ability of up to 5 stars. He's played in a couple of friendly games for us and he's got an average rating of 7.1, but we've yet to obviously play him in a competitive game because technically not our player yet. Now looking at the league table now, it's in a way it's not looking good, but in another way we're still pretty close to the teams up till about 5th. We're only 5 points off 5th, so we are second bottom. We are in the relegation playout place at the moment, but a victory in either of today's games would take us out of that position. We just need to try and get some form, to be honest with you. The wins have been here and there. When I thought earlier in the season that the defeats were turning into draws, well, that clearly is not the case from this period that you can see here. It's either winning or losing for us at the moment, which isn't great. So we need to start trying to just eke out draws in games where it looks like we're not going to be able to win, just to get the extra points and move us up the table and away from relegation possibility. But that leads us in to today's first match of the episode. It is a home game against St. Pat's Athletic. St. Pat's Athletic currently lying in 6th position, but if we beat them today, we can overtake them. That is how close the league is from, as I said, from 9th up until about 5th. And this is the lineup that we're putting out there to try and get the win against St. Pat's today. So we've got Trevor Murphy in goal as usual, Rigodanzo at right back, Wells and Manatakanyan are our centre backs today. Very good pairing that we're starting to see here. Two young players, I think. Adam Wells might be slightly older. Adam Wells is 24. Manatakanyan's about 19. So they seem to be getting on very well in the centre of defence. So hopefully that can continue today. And then John Kavanagh is at left back today. We have been rotating our left back quite a lot because they don't seem to get any form. But hopefully Kavanagh can do a good job for us in that position today. Alberkis is our defensive midfielder. He's done very well in that position. You can see he's 4-star rated by the coaches in that role. And as in the half-back rule, that is. And as I said, he's done very well. Sam Verdon is advanced playmaker today. He came to me asking for more first-team football. We weren't playing particularly well, so I've accepted that as he is technically classed as an important player in his squad role, I guess. So we'll see how he does. He didn't play well last time out. I think he got a 6.5 rating. Hopefully he can do better today. And then Massimiliano Torremino, I think this is only his second game since joining in the ball-winning midfield role. He can play, as I said, in a Matsala or box-to-box quite comfortably. He's got a range of duties and roles that he can perform quite well. Slightly tempted to make him a box-to-box midfielder since we do have the half-back Alberkis in a more defensive role. I think we're going to do that. We're going to make him a box-to-box today. Let him run up and down the field, get involved in the attacks, helping out in defence, because that's what a box-to-box midfielder does. Then we have Thomas Aliwa as the inverted winger on support at the right wing, meaning he'll cut inside his left foot because he is left-footed and hopefully try and get some goals. And then Luigi Milani is on the left wing as a winger on support. And up front today is Thomas Breen. We have been tinkering around with our strikers in the games offline. Alua's played there quite a bit. O'Kearney obviously played there quite a bit, but we just can't seem to get anyone to consistently fire in the goals. Thomas Breen playing in his more favoured role and duty of a pressing forward on defend today. So he's going to be trying to win the ball back and create opportunities for probably Alua, I would say, more than Milani, since he's more the goal scoring type of player, I should say. On the bench, we do have options if need be. We've got defensive options in Gallagher and Mann, and power and midfield option of Dara Fox, and then attacking options of Omachere, Morrissey, and Gertler. Of course, Morrissey's been our top scorer for the past 2 seasons, but hasn't really had much opportunity to play this year. Was tempted to bring him in today, but I don't know. I want to try and get one of the youngsters to be fit and firing up front. So team talk time, and we are going to say, I know how hard you're all working to end this poor run of form. Today is the day, hopefully. So first chance of the game comes to St. Pat's. Sinani takes the corner. McNally's there, and it's a goal with the first opportunity after 7 minutes of the game. His first goal of the season. Terrible defending from us, it has to be said. And we are going to, very early on, demand more. No, we're not, because we are going to have the game paused because Kavanagh has picked up an injury at left back and we don't have any left backs on the bench. That's not good. Can Gallagher play at left back? Is it going to let me click on him? He can't play at left back. So Rigodanzo can slightly play at left back. So we're going to move him over from right back to left back, and then we're going to bring on Niall Gallagher at right back for the injured John Kavanagh, which it's not great, but we'll have to do it, and then we'll demand more because we're about to do that anyway. Free kick, Milani to take it. Whips it in. Wells is there, but it's not Wells that heads it, it's Alua, and he heads it just over the bar. First opportunity for us in this game. Hopefully the first of more to come. Well, it wasn't really the first of more to come because that was the only highlight for us in that first half. We've both had 4 shots. They have been a lot better with their shots on target, though. They've got 3 out of their 4. We have not had a shot on target yet. Our XG, understandably, worse than theirs. Let's head to the dressing room. I think we're going to have to take Breen off as well because he looks like he's pretty knackered. We're going to say with hands on hips, I expect to see a better showing in the second half. And let's go and make that change now. You can see Thomas Breen. His heart is almost empty. So it's time for the old man to come on. Danny Morrissey is going to come onto the field. He's going to be playing as a poacher on attack. Let's see if he can show us some of that form that we saw in the past 2 seasons elsewhere. We've only got 1 sub left, bear in mind, but Manata Canyon not having the best of games on a 6.4 on a yellow card as well. Hopefully he doesn't get sent off. Normally when I say hopefully he doesn't get sent off about a player, they get sent off. So free kick in our own half. Wells takes it short to Alberkis and gets it back from him. Now Manata Canyon with a long ball forward link for Morrissey, but McNally, the goal scorer, wins that in the air. And now it's Wilson for St. Pat's Athletic. Back to McNally. You can see us pressing forward, trying to win the ball back. Rigodanzo wins it in the air. And Milani should surely get there first. He doesn't though. Sinani gets it instead. McNally with another ball forward. Rigodanzo heads away once more. And we have the ball at our feet. Manata Canyon just giving the ball away though. And Sinani has it again to Hanraki. Advancing forward with it for St. Pat's. Looking for the through ball. Larkins through. Larkins shoots. Larkins scores. It's 2-0 to St. Pat's. It's his 5th goal of the season. And we are looking dreadful. This looks like a relegation season once more for Sligo Rovers. Right, 68 minutes gone. We're going to have to make a change. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like the only thing we can do is try and go more attacking. So we're going to do the opposite of that by making Torremino the ball-winning fielder again. This time on defend. But then Alberkis is going to replace Manata Canyon at centre-back. We'll move Manata Canyon up to attacking centre midfielder, and then we'll take him off, and we will bring on Dara Fox, playing as the advanced playmaker on attack, which means Verdon's rule will have to change a little bit. We'll make him a Matsala on attack. Yeah, we'll try this. We'll move to a positive mentality and see if that gets us anywhere. So all 3 subs made now. Tactics changed. 15 minutes left. It's not really making a difference. It looks like St. Pat's are going to win this one. Well, there is the full-time whistle. It's a 2-0 defeat in the first of today's games where we're not looking great, to be honest with you. I thought this was going to be a season where we push on and maybe don't get into a relegation battle, but that does not look like it's going to be the case. I'm going to go hands on hips and say I'm not happy with the performance out there. So that defeat leaves us still 9th in the table. We're still only 5 points off 5th place. I think Shelburne must have dropped points. They did. They dropped points against Derry City today. We're level on points with Bohemian, who are in 8th, which is good, but our goal difference needs to improve. And of course, we need to start, obviously, picking up form. We do, in fact, play Shelburne in the next game, so that's going to be a tough one. Although they are on the back of a 3-0 defeat to Derry City, so hopefully that'll make them a bit easier to play against rather than making them want to prove that they can do better. So that injury to John Kavanagh is going to keep him out for between 5 and 6 weeks. The 32-year-old fullback, he's got a hamstring strain, unfortunately, and this is the issue that our team are facing. So Breen has not scored in over 7 hours of competitive football, and Morrissey has now played 7 matches without finding the net. So we're struggling up front. We're going to have to try someone else up there. I think I am trying to find a new signing as a striker, but there's literally no one out there that wants to join us. So it's a bit of a struggle at the moment. The next competitive game that we've got is in like 2 weeks, I think, against Shelburne. The 18th of June, it's more than 2 weeks away. It's quite a way away. I've arranged a few friendlies in the meantime to keep everyone fit, but I'll bring you anything that happens in between now and the Shelburne game, but we'll be back for the Shelburne game in a little bit. So before we get into the Shelburne game, which is in 2 days' time, we have had some interesting news items. I'll skip through them and we'll just look at this one. So it didn't let me do the draw, but we have been drawn against Lincoln Red Imps of Gibraltar in the Europa Conference League first qualifying round. That'll be played on the 8th of July. I think it's going to be a struggle for us. I mean, I'm not too sure how good we are compared to Lincoln Red Imps. Our reputation's slightly better than Lincoln Red Imps, but I don't know about technical wise. And then if we manage to beat Lincoln Red Imps, we will play against Levski Sofia in the second qualifying round. Now, Levski Sofia are a team that I obviously have heard of, and I don't think we would be able to beat them. So if we do somehow manage to beat Lincoln Red Imps, I think it's probably going to be us getting knocked out in the second qualifying round, but we shall see. So here we are finally at game day. It is our second game of the episode after what feels like an age for me since the first match. But we face Shelburne, who are currently in 6th place in the league. We're 5 points adrift of them. Victory today could, it's probably not likely, but it could move us up to 8th. We would need a 7-goal swing, so we'd need to beat Shelburne by at least 7-0, which I highly doubt. What we really want is just to get a win on the board, build up the points total, get a bit of confidence in the lads, and we'll head into the tactics now. And I have played a few friendlies in the time between this game and the last game, and we've been using this formation. I'm obviously going to have to make a change because our Burkus is suspended, which is a bit of a downer. But yeah, we're playing this 5-2-1-2 formation, and it's been doing okay for us with a cautious mentality. The main reason was that I wanted to get 2 strikers because we haven't been able to score goals this season, and I think if we've got 2 strikers, that's more opportunity possibly to get goals. But I also wanted to try and be more secure at the back as well, so that's why we've got the 3 centre-backs. But I'll just make the change with Alberkis and then come back to you. So that change has been made. We brought Marn in for the suspended Alberkis. Elsewhere, we obviously have Trevor Murphy in goal, but our 3 centre-backs today are Adam Wells, Jakob Mnatakanyan and John Mann, as previously mentioned. At right wing-back, we've got Ryan Walker. Left wing-back is Daniel O'Reilly. 2 centre midfielders are playing in... do I want him on a centre midfield support or centre midfield attack? We're going to put Taramino as a centre midfielder on attack, and then Sam Verdon will be a Matsala on support. Bertrand Conway playing in attacking midfield as an attacking midfielder. And then Ndongo and Breen are our 2 strikers today. Playing with a cautious mentality, as I previously said. Hopefully we can get the job done against Shelburne. You'll notice there's no Danny Morrissey on the bench. That is because he has announced his retirement from football. He's retiring from professional football, at least at the end of the season. Yeah, I'm not sure what's to come for the future for Danny Morrissey, but he is retiring from professional football. So I assume that does mean he will be leaving us at the end of the season. But enough of that. Let's get into this second game of the episode. Hopefully it's going to be better than the last one. Changes made, tactical changes made. Let's see how we go. So we're going to pump fists and say we're the underdogs here and that suits us down to the ground. Let's go and cause an upset. It's motivated a few of them. George Fuller is the danger man for Shelburne today. He always seems to score against us. I'm just going to send my assistant to that because I can't be bothered to answer the questions. So throw in. O'Reilly takes the throw in and gives that away to Kearney. And I've just realised I've not done my set pieces as Shelburne are on the attack. And the fact that I had long throw-ins on might just cost us here as Fuller is through on goal. Fuller chips the keeper, and that's a beautiful finish from him. I can't deny that. 7 minutes gone. George Fuller has put Shelburne 1-0 up here at the showgrounds, and it's a managerial error. Throw in for Shelburne. We're yet to have a chance in the game so far today. Shields plays it back to O'Neill. Nice little flicks from them. Shields into the box. Murphy should get that, and he does. Now, can he launch an attack for us? Long ball forward. Headed away by McCabe, and Shelburne are going to come forward once more. It's Beattie to Fuller, the goal scorer, out wide left to Shields. And it would be really helpful if someone just tried to make a tackle. But instead, we foul Fuller in the box, and that is a penalty kick. And Shelburne are going to go 2-0 up after 17 minutes. And O'Neill steps up, and he places that to the goalkeeper's left-hand side. And that is 2-0. Great stuff. Beautiful. We played so well in friendlies. It's not even like we were playing just lowly opposition in the friendlies either. We're playing teams in our league as ball comes in from Verdon. And Ndongo's at the back post. And Ndongo has got to go back. Sam Verdon with a great ball. It bounced past everyone. And Ndongo was the only man aware of the ball coming towards him. And he tapped that in at the back post. We've got a chance back into the game now. Emmanuel Ndongo. Throw in on the right-hand side. Man to take. He's been instructed to take throw in short, and he does. Now Walker's got it, the right wing back. Ball in. That just goes straight to the goalkeeper. I think it was meant to be a cross, but it ended up being a bit of a shot, a poor shot at that, as McGuinness is going to launch this forward. And Marn's there to head it away. Torremino should win that, but he doesn't. O'Neill wins it instead for Shelburne. And now Doyle to Fuller. Plays it back to O'Neill, and Shields has it on the left. Ball forward, headed away by Wells. Torremino gets it and plays it back to the centre-back Wells. Ball forward, searching for Ndongo, the goal scorer. He flicks that on, but there's nobody there with him. And Shelburne have the ball once more at the back with McGuinness. Long ball forward to Doyle. Now the left-back Shields. Ball forward again. Manatsakanyan does brilliantly to intercept it. And Wells can play another ball forward. And their defender misses it. Breen's got a chance. It's Breen! Thomas Breen's equalised. Massimiliano Torremino with the assist. And we have somehow come back to level this at 2-2 from 2 goals down. Manatsakanyan won the ball, played it to Wells. Ball over the top. Terrible defending from that centre-back there. And Torremino could just pass that through to Breen. And it's a great finish from Breen from the edge of the box. And our 2 strikers have now scored goals. That's something that is very rare this season. There's been a lot of goals from wingers. But Ndongo and Breen are on the score sheet for us today. What a difference half an hour makes in this game. I was sat back in my chair on 18 minutes, when O'Neill scored that second goal for Shelburne. I thought it was going to be an absolute rout, but somehow we've come back into this and we are level at half time. And I'm going to say I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. Let's have a look to see if anyone needs to come off the pitch. Torremino is injured, but he thinks he can shake off the knock, so we'll leave him on for the time being. Adam Wells is on a 6.4 at centre-back. We have Gallagher is really the only option on the bench to come on for him, so we're not going to make that change. Walker is on a 6.5 as well, so we'll keep an eye on him, but I think we'll just leave it as the same players out there for the start of the second half, as there is possibly a chance at the start of the second half. Shelburne with the ball from kickoff. Beattie with the ball out wide right to Phillips. And that's a great tackle from O'Reilly, but Phillips gets the ball back. Ball into the box, and everyone misses it, but Murphy's going to come and collect that. Hopefully he doesn't just pass this to a Shelburne player. He plays it forward looking for Ndongo, but it does in fact fall to a Shelburne player. And now Lunny with the ball forward to Fuller. Great clearance from Wells. But Shelburne come forward once more. Beattie plays it to the left back Shields, who's been getting balls into the box all day long. Lunny's got it now. Walker needs to make a block. He can't. Phillips is there. And it's headed over the bar from Phillips. It was a great opportunity at the start of the second half for Shelburne, but they couldn't take it. And we have a throw in now on the left-hand side. O'Reilly takes it to Breen. Gets it back. Got a bit of space to run into. Decides to play it back to Verdon instead. Now it's Conwy. It's quite deep for an attacking midfielder. And Marn has it. He's not got many options, so plays that all the way back to the goalkeeper, Trevor Murphy. And once again, we hope he doesn't give the ball away. But he does. And it's Beattie coming forward with it for Shelburne. And there's lots of space for Lunny to run into. It's Lunny with a shot and Lunny with a goal. JJ Lunny, after all that hard work in the first half for us to come back to 2-2. We've thrown it away. Ball forward looking for Breen. Headed away by Kelly. But Torremino's going to get another opportunity here. He does exactly the same thing. And it's headed away by McCabe. And now Shelburne come forward with the ball once more with Fuller. And he plays that back to Beattie. Through ball to Fuller. Fuller for his second of the game. And he's offside. And we are going to make a change. So Wells not playing at all well in central defence, ironically. And we're going to bring on... Do we bring on O'Malley or do we bring on Gallagher? Gallagher's more of a right back, but O'Malley is more of a centre midfielder. I'm going to bring on Gallagher for Adam Wells in centre back. Ryan Walker not having the best of times out there at right back. So we'll bring on Max Murphy, who's not exactly a right wing back, but can play there. And Torremino, I mean, I don't want to make all three changes, but Torremino is still injured. We'll see how we get on with those two changes. And the answer is not very well, as Shelburne are on the attack once more, headed away by Manatsa, but it's going to come back to Kearney, the man who originally crossed the ball in. He plays that back to Brady. It'd be great if we could just intercept this ball or challenge them and get on the attack ourselves, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, as Fuller, once again, through on goal. There's just no stopping that. It's 4-2 to Shelburne, and game over, I would say. So Murphy takes a goal kick. Can we get one back? If we get one back, then we're still in with a shout with 25 minutes to go. Marn plays that to Verdon, back to the centre-back Marn, and now O'Reilly's got it in a bit of space on the left-hand side. Space to run into if he wants to. He does run into that space, but he's getting closed down quite quickly, and he plays that back not very accurately to Marn, and Marn is just very slowly jogging to that ball, as Mnatakanyan plays it back to Murphy, and now Marn again. Ball forward, straight away given to Shelburne, and it's 5. I'm going to call it there. JJ Lunny, I mean, that was a great save, but some terrible defending. 70 minutes gone, I don't know what to do. We're back in the situation that we were in with 18 minutes gone, and do I bring O'Kearney? I'm going to bring O'Kearney on for Bertrand Conwy. We're going to change to positive, which is probably going to mean that Shelburne go and score another 4 goals, but... Yep, 5-2. I mean, it's not going to make a difference, me doing these tactical changes, but we'll do them anyway, as we are now going to be 4 points adrift of safety, as Shelburne start this highlight. Gallagher wins the ball nicely, plays the ball looking for Breen, doesn't get it, cleared by Kearney. Fuller's got it now, and is this going to be a 6th goal for Shelburne, as Beattie moves forward with the ball? I'm literally sick of this. I'm sick of this. That's my mouse falling on the floor. I don't need it anymore. Breen, is he going to get another one? He's not. It's blocked by a defender. Ndongo scores. Yay. So that's our 3rd goal of the game. Ndongo with his 2nd of the game. At least our strikers are scoring again, I guess. But this is very deflating. Losing all the time is so frustrating. And Ndongo, it was a good header, to be fair. The 2 strikers linking up well there. And Shelburne are probably just going to go straight up the other end and score a 6th to get it back to being a 3-goal lead, as Lunny is in fact definitely going to do that. If it wasn't for Murphy in goal, this goalkeeper, he's too good for us, to be honest. The coach doesn't rate him that highly. I think he's only 2-star rated, but the number of times that he's stopped us from getting absolutely battered, even worse than we already are doing so, is just mental. Well, there's the full-time whistle. Just got my mouse back off the floor, and it's disappointing. Disappointing defensive performance more than anything. Breen and Ndongo doing well, getting goals up front. It's what we like to see at that area of the pitch, but defensively we were just terrible today. I'm going to thrash my arms and say I'm far from pleased with that result. So that result, the second game of the episode, leaves us in 9th place in the relegation play-out place with 16 points from 18 games. We're 4 points adrift of Galway United in 8th. We have a game in hand on them, but that would only take us to within a point of them. And the way that things are going, it's not looking likely that we're going to get many wins this season. But you never know. Things can improve. But we'll look ahead to the next episode regardless. And I think we're gonna have a little bit of a break from the league, where we're going to use this opportunity where we've finally made it into European competition, and we'll play both legs of the Europa Conference League first qualifying round against Lincoln Red Imps in the next episode. So we'll play the first leg, then I'll play the Shamrock Rovers game off camera, let you know what happens, and then play the second leg and see if we can somehow manage to get into the next round in Europe. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it more than I did, because it's been pretty annoying, to say the least. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all the content when it comes out, hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.